This podcast is part of the OIW Podcasting Network.
Hey folks, welcome back. And you know what? I really dig that opening music. Every time I listen to it, I get a little bit pumped up. Once again, sorry about the voice a little bit. As you guys know, I got 4 kids. I got a little something going on. Not my regular dulcet tones, but this week I got an amazing guest. I got Dr. Brittany Anne from Sarasota Paranormal Investigation Science. And you guys know I love the paranormal stuff. And I actually got to talk about how investigations work and how respectful these people are and how to do everything the investigation's right. That's why I chose this particular group to have on. Because you know what? I love paranormal stuff, and it's just fun to talk about, because I have had personal experiences over the years, and it was nice to talk about them and my childhood home, which for some reason is in the back of my mind a lot lately. And yeah, and I just want to say thank you very much for coming on. I just want to throw out a couple sponsors here real quick, guys. Go check out Solid Designs on Instagram. Tell Hayden Guilmy sent you. If you need anything made up, go check out Hayden's site. He's a very talented artist, and he has a knack for designing logos that are amazing looking. Anything you need, he can probably get done for you. So go check out at Solid Designs on Instagram there. And go check out Bats in the Belfry Art on Instagram, guys. I love her artwork. It's fantastic. She's taking commissions if you want an amazing art piece done in her very original style, which I think is fantastic. Go check her out at Bats in the Belfry Art on Instagram. And also she does have a second page that's more not safe for work at Bat Garage, which is also really, really cool. But remember, that one's 18 plus, guys. And go check out the OWI Podcast Network, guys. Join the group. Go check out the website. There's Instagram, there's Twitter. We're starting it up, and the website goes live very, very soon. So probably another week or two. We're just waiting on the on the logo, I believe. I can't wait for that to drop. Just want to say again to Dr. Brittany Anne, thank you very much for coming on the show, and talk to you guys on the back half. Thanks. Good morning, good evening, good night. Hey guys, how's the day going? My name is Guilmy, or also known as Justin Guilmet, as you guys definitely know by now. And my guest on the line is Dr. Brittany Anne from the Sarasota Paranormal Investigative Science, or S.P.I.S. So, Doc, how's the day going?
Good. How's it going with you? And thank you for having me on.
Yeah, I am doing pretty good. I'll be honest, living in absolute chaos right now, but slowly seeing the end of the tunnel. As my listeners know, I've been going through some house changes right now, but we got the kitchen back, so step 1 is done. We're all doing it pretty good. So my very first question for you is, when and why did you get a passion, or where did your passion for the paranormal begin? Because it's not your average hobby dealing with or figuring it out.
It kind of started when I was 8 years old. We moved into our first house, and I noticed the cowboy walk through my door, stop at the edge of my bed, and kind of point to my closet, and I could tell you he was wearing a cowboy hat, a blue flannel, jeans, and he had a rope around his neck. Well, being 8 years old, explaining to your mother you really didn't quite know what a noose was at that time. And I explained it to her, and we just moved in, and, you know, it happened constantly, almost every night. And she thought it was just me basically being a little kid who liked Freddy Krueger and, you know, just always into, like, darker things as a child. Which is funny, as I have a picture on my dad's lap. I was 4 years old with my Freddy Krueger doll. So she kind of was just thinking it was more so me creating this. And eventually, kind of, I explained what he looked like, and I said he kept pointing to the closet. Well, my mom did some investigating herself, and to find out that the lady who we bought the house from, her son was from Texas and came to where we lived and actually committed suicide by hanging himself.
Oh, wow.
So it kind of stemmed from there. And my mother, being a very spiritualist person, she kind of led me on the path to know that I had this gift.
Okay. Yeah, because as another one who grew up in a haunted house as a kid, I understand the difficulties of trying to explain what you see to your parents who are not. It sounds like your parents were a little bit more receptive than mine.
Yeah, I was very thankful, and I'm still very thankful that both my mother and my father have supported me throughout the years of my career, and, you know, kind of gave me somewhat of the strength to live my passion and work with the abilities I get, because people need to understand everybody's blessed with their own abilities. Some are artists, some are doctors. Mine is communicating with spirits that are no longer here.
Oh yeah. Would you consider yourself empathic, psychic, or just none of the above, and you can just kind of feel a little bit more closer to the veil than others?
I don't like to really categorize myself as a medium or something, but I do have a claircognizance, and that is I could go into a location and spirits communicate with me. It could be anywhere. There are times where I'm in a restaurant eating with my family, and I said something and I started communicating.
Oh yeah.
There are, you know, it's a gift, and I've recently learned how to control it and shut it off to where I need my time, because you can't always help everybody. So it's something that I'm still working with and learning to work and control and take in.
Oh yeah, because I can't imagine how annoying or frustrating it would be when you're sitting down for a dinner and say someone's Grandpa Joe wants to talk to you.
It did for a while. It caused me to, know if I'm actually feeling this and hearing it, or am I losing it? It kind of had me on that verge of what's right and what's wrong, but now that I'm learning to control it, and after doing a lot of education and learning, I feel like I'm on the right path to where I need to be to work with my ability.
Awesome. Now, I just want to ask, how did the Sarasota... Let me get this right now. Sarasota Paranormal Investigative Science, or S.P.I.S, come into being?
I've always investigated. I've always been in the paranormal field, but I actually woke up one day and I said, I'm going to finish my education and I'm going to become a parapsychologist, and I'm going to make this my legit full-time business. And my husband, who's been by my side throughout everything, has supported me, and he said, let's do this.
Awesome. So I'm just looking it up, and you guys started in 2016? So it's been going
Officially,
yeah.
And we hope in the next 2 years to open up our Parapsychology Institute in Sarasota, Florida.
Because in a few years I'll actually be going to Florida to. Hey Bill, how's the day going? Well, a buddy of mine and a fan of the show lives in Hollywood, so I'll be...
Awesome. Well, definitely come on an investigation with us.
Oh, I certainly will, and I will be petrified because that is scary.
I tell people don't be afraid. Think of it as just a human that is no longer visible to the naked eye.
Okay. Because as I did tell you, I had some, I promised my family I wouldn't go into too many specifics on the show about our family home growing up because it was interesting and many stories, but they made me promise I would not go into their stuff. But if you look up the Grand Trunk Railroad, we grew up right beside the main crossing on it, and that railroad was about, I'd say, 20 meters, 30 meters from our front door. So it's the oldest Canadian railroad in Canada, and it's just... And now my childhood home is actually surrounded by 15-foot steel fencing with razor wire on top because people kept breaking in. So yeah, we were actually the last ones to live in that house before they kind of shut it down. The place was perfectly fine, but like structurally, but after us, nobody could last more than like 2 weeks there. So the guy just used it as a truck parking place now, instead of a home.
We'll definitely have to look into that, and maybe we'll head up by you.
Oh yeah. I will definitely send you the address after the show, because
awesome.
Because I've been trying to get in contact with a guy to get a paranormal group in there, but he wants nothing to do with that. So I'm like, okay. What made you want to actually share your love of ghosts and I don't like using the word ghost hunting, but paranormal investigations. Why did you want to actually start sharing that?
I think everybody has it on the back of their mind, no matter what religion you are, what belief system you follow. Where do we go when these vessels are no longer working? So I feel it is part of my duty to figure that out and kind of share with the world to know that there is more to us than just these human vessels. And if I can document that scientifically and spiritually and share with everybody to ease everybody, because it's everybody, thought, am I going to see my family again? Am I going to see my loved one that's passed on? We all want to know that. So I feel like it's my journey now to figure that out and document it as scientifically as possible.
And I do want to ask, what is the average day of investigation look like for you?
Well, we definitely get a lot of calls about bookings. People call us and say the house is haunted. We have to debunk a lot, and that goes on phone calls and just speaking to people to see if it's worth our time and if it's worth theirs, because there are a lot of calls that we get that people think the house is haunted, and it's really something so simple as just a fuse blown or an electrical issue.
Yeah, or plumbing.
So, plumbing, yeah, something, or the rats in the attic. But when we do go to historical places and stuff, the investigations, we never, not saying people don't, but we only spend approximately 5 to 6 hours, because you don't need to be somewhere all night to document true paranormal occurrences. The investigation is actually the easiest part. It's going over hours of footage and recording and EVPs that, you really have to learn to decipher and debunk. And I just got a EVP certification, which taught me a lot how to learn to listen to voices, and if it's coming from your throat or your gut, or if it is an unexplained phenomenon voice that you're capturing.
That's really, really cool, because I've always had a fascination with the paranormal. I'm always watching shows, and I'm always watching this, that, the other thing. And it seems to show that they're there for like forever, but they might only be there for like a few hours. Because
yeah, you don't need to spend that much time investigating. Like I said, with the claircognizance, I can go into a building and sense right away if it has spirit activity or not, and that is truly a gift that helps tremendously in this field. But I also could spend hours in a place, and we catch something 1 hour or two, and then the next 3 hours it's nothing. So it does go on with how you perceive, and we never do really investigations where we look so much into the history, because you don't want to go with a preconceived notion of this is what happened or this is what's happening, I should say.
Oh yeah, because if you look up, hey, these guys have seen Uncle Joe, and you guys see, that's what you'll be looking for. But then you're looking, you don't notice the little girl ghost or the little boy or something that it could be very different or more interesting to different people.
Yeah, it's a lot of times. We just did the Corshon State Park in Estero, Florida, and we were very honored that we were the first paranormal team to investigate there. And I looked a little bit into the history, but now is when I'm really looking into the history, and we always do a second investigation.
Oh, that's it. That's very, very cool.
To make sure what we did capture the first time is paranormal and not just, like you said, a floorboard creaking or just natural occurrences. We do debunk a lot of evidence because we want to put out, I claim to be true paranormal evidence, not just, did you hear that? It's a spirit.
Yeah, because as a guy who's interested, and I've been watching many shows, many streams, many Facebook sites, many live videos, because there's so much content out there now, and some of these people are just, oh no, that's this guy just walking and on the same floorboard, and it makes a weird sound in there. Because you never know actually in the moment. I find with that kind of stuff, because you always gotta look back and try to disprove it, because if you don't, somebody else will try, right?
Correct. And we like when we're recording the EVP, if we hear somebody cough or something, will state right then, excuse me, in the EVP, Dan coughed or Riley moved the camera. That way, listening back will be like, oh, okay, that's what it was, not that.
Mm-hmm. And as a podcaster, I will jump in and say, edit this, edit that during the show, because it saves you a lot of work later.
It truly does.
Because
especially hours and hours of footage listening to.
Because just me putting out episodes, recording's the fun part, but it takes me, I'd say on average, 3 times longer to edit it, to make sure all the ads are on and do everything properly. I can't imagine how much editing you guys will have to go through after just one investigation of like 6 hours. I'm guessing you have about 24 to 36 hours of footage watching after.
Yes, and I'm very thankful. I'm considered the easy job of the investigation team. I more so communicate with the spirits. I will listen to all the EVPs, but I'm so thankful we found Riley, who is a videographer, who just does a fantastic job with going over all of our footage and putting together the evidence we caught for our YouTube channel and just all our documentary videos.
Oh yeah. And now I do gotta ask this. What is the scariest thing that has ever happened to you or one of your colleagues on the job?
We just investigated a couple months ago brain fart It was in Adele, Florida. It was the first courthouse in Adele, and Daniel, who is my husband, was petrified during that investigation. It's one of the things that he doesn't really get scared. He's kind of half non-believer, half believer, but this investigation really freaked him out. So that was one for him. One for me was one of the first times that I was ever in Arcadia, Florida, which is the Arcadia Opera House, which we do a monthly group investigation for people to come in and see what we do and how a professional investigation team works and goes about conducting one.
Awesome.
But it was one of the scariest things that I encountered, and it was the first time I also astral project. So it was, on top of that, with the feelings and the voice coming into my ear, it was pretty intense. And every time that we go back, I seem to capture a little bit more of the history that I'm trying to unreveal the truth on what happened there.
And for those listeners that don't know, what is exactly astral projection?
It's where you have an out-of-body experience where I was able to control my conscious and actually see myself without being in my body.
That's pretty friggin' cool right there. Now,
it was very, very scary. I will say I've only tried that once, and I have not tried again. But it did take a lot of inner calming and meditation state to be able to do that.
Oh yeah, because when I hear astral projection, I always think Buddhist monks, and I don't know why. But
yes, we take a lot of spiritual tools on our investigation as well as scientific, and I believe that that's what differs us from regular investigation teams.
Me, ma, moo, ma. Yeah. See, guys, I can do the podcasting thing, but you know what? I cannot hold a note at all. But here's the other thing. Diana's music studio, located in St. Thomas, Ontario, right beside London, guys, is taking new students right now. They offer lessons in vocals, piano, music theory, and all levels are welcome from beginner to advanced, or even people like me who have no idea what they're doing. Diana's music studio aims to help students to achieve their music goals and passions and to help build confidence in performing. Please refer to their Facebook page to inquire pricing and availability. And also, she's a great person. Go check her out, guys. What would you say to someone who flat out does not believe in ghosts?
I would obviously tell them, that there has to be more, but you cannot change one's belief system or take away their free will at anything they're believing. So of course we'd love to share your evidence and your theories and your thoughts, but you really can't change someone's mind unless they see it for themselves. So as much as you could tell somebody believe, until they have that occurrence happen to themselves, it's so hard to tell somebody.
And what would actually be the most common sign that there is a ghost or spirit around?
I believe, in just my experience, the feeling that you get. The sense of you're not alone. So if you're walking and you feel somebody looking behind you and you turn around and look, I believe there's a reason why your body's telling you that there is somebody there. It's giving off that energy. You can feel a spirit's energy.
I do hear a lot about energy, and because I know a little bit about this. I'm not an investigator or in any way, shape or form. One, I'm a big chicken, so that probably would not be the best thing for me, because I'd be the guy hearing somebody walk behind me, and I'd probably run. So, but for those who do aspire to do what you do, any recommendations for them?
Definitely get education, learn about, like I said, the spirituality of it, learn scientific terms on all of this. Definitely look into parapsychology and learning how to work with humans also to know if what they're feeling is true spirit activity or if it's just their own emotions creating things. Look at the different terms of ghosts. Definitely look into the history aspect of places. Always to respect spirits, because like I tell a lot of people, I do not believe in demons or the devil or darkness like that, but I do believe in still negative energy and negative spirits, and I just believe those are humans that were not so nice in this realm and passed on and are still not so nice. But you always have to have a respect for spirits and the dead, because you don't want to disrespect a human, so don't disrespect one that's also passed on. Taunting, lies, and provoking is just something that I feel highly frowned upon. I believe it shows disclass in your human nature too. And always respect the locations that you're going to investigate. They are allowing you to come in, so you want to show them the most respect. And we've been asked many times, why don't you go into abandoned places? That goes with the whole line of the respect and credentials. You know, you want to have 100% credibility to show that you are a professional team. So breaking and entering in an abandoned place to catch spirits is just not what we're about.
And also that doesn't really look good as a professional, breaking and entering, because there is ways to contact people for abandoned places, because everywhere is owned by somebody. You just got to find out who.
Yes, we just got in Florida. It's Old Belglade Penitentiary.
Oh yeah.
It's an abandoned prison, and many people go in and post their videos. But we contacted the owner, and he gave us full permission to go in once construction's done. And that being said, he said, if you come and get hurt, that's, on him. He's going to get fined. So that whole respect right there made us feel like we can put out a legit documentary too on the history and show that we have permission from the establishment. Even when we did the Corshon State Park, we went through the museum curator and got full credentials to investigate at night. We were the first paranormal team to investigate the Corshon State Park, and that is a spiritualist community founded in the 1900s with Dr. Cyrus Teed. It's really amazing if anybody wants to look into the history of this and what he created. Some say it's a cult, some say it's a spiritual community. You can take, however you want to perceive it, but this man created such a glorious settlement of 350 acres on his belief. And we were honored to be invited from the state parks to come and do an official investigation. So that means a lot to us as a professional team to be noticed like that.
Yeah. I do a lot of research before even reaching out to people for interviews, because I've been, how should I put this, hoodwinked once or twice, because I'm a very I tend to take people as their word, and found out this gentleman wasn't all that he was saying he was. So you gotta be professional in today's day and age, and do your own due diligence before looking into anybody or anything, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Of all the investigations you've done, which one has stayed with you, and why?
I feel like it is the one we did in Rockledge, Florida. It was Ashley's Restaurant, which it has to do with Ashley's Restaurant, but the story goes that a woman in the 1930s, Ethel Allen, was murdered there, and I feel like I'm trying to crack the case of a 1930s murder, but it really hit home to me because I believe it's our version of basically the Black Dahlia, and we're trying to do more evidence and look more into the history of what happened. We went to the beach where her body was found. We went to her cemetery. Well, before we went to Ashley's, where supposedly she was murdered, and it's definitely got some spirit activity there. I felt this connection to her. And when we went to the cemetery, I brought her an apple as a spiritual offering of acceptance. And I think of it as that Adam gave Eve the apple. It's, the sign of life, the fruit. Well, going and investigating Ashley's, where supposedly she was murdered, because nobody truly knows, we went back to the cemetery approximately around 2:30 in the morning, and the apple was completely gone. Now, there was no fragments of a bird eating it or a squirrel. You would see some of the apple fragments, but there was a dove feather, and I felt that was a gift from her, and dove feathers are a sign of spirituality and comforting.
Oh, wow.
And it really, of course, I have the feather, and we're looking more into it, and we're going to the cemetery where her parents are buried and her brothers, and we really want to try to crack the case from the 1930s of Ethel Allen. I feel very connected to her, and I feel spiritually we communicated a lot.
Awesome.
And I've been back to the cemetery quite a few times just to even visit and just,
talk.
say hi.
Yeah, because spirits have a way of connecting with certain individuals. I've found, but
yes, and the cemetery is in this little community, and there's no really cemetery keeper because it's an off cemetery now. So the locals just come in and help take care of it, and it's just a very calming atmosphere when I am there, and I feel very connected to this certain case.
Okay. No, that sounds really, really interesting. And I'm just going to ask you now, if anybody wants to find you, where they look?
You could look on YouTube, Sarasota Paranormal Investigative Science, our Facebook page. If you facebook.com/S.P.I.S Paranormal. We have a website, S.P.I.S Paranormal.com. You could check us out on Google.
Yeah, because
we're trying to get everywhere.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Me, Dan, and Riley, we take great pride in what we do. We all have our own certain, abilities that we put to the team, and we work so well together.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to actually get you guys on the show, because you actually seem like a team. You don't seem like there's one guy and everybody just follows. You guys seem to work together more.
We do, and it's mainly me and Riley telling Dan, we need this, Dan, we need this. But he's a trooper, and he's really been by my side for the last 15 years we've been together. So I'm very thankful to have that in a spouse, and I'm very thankful that we found Riley to become the third part to our team.
Oh yeah, because
so
you do
we're
need.
A very tight.
Sorry.
Tight bunch.
Yep. Because you guys seem to be working well together. Everybody has their strengths. Everybody has their part. Like myself, I've just kind of launched. Not myself, but it's with 9 other guys and girls trying to launch a podcasting network. So we all kind of help each other out. And I have weak spots with technology because I'm an 80s kid who never really liked computers in the 90s that much. So I never really learned all that much myself. So.
And that's me. I'm not technology savvy, and that's where Daniel comes in with a lot of the equipment. And we don't use a lot of equipment because I feel there are so many paranormal investigators out there now spending thousands and thousands of dollars on equipment. And honestly, if you don't have it in yourself to communicate with the unseen, then a device really isn't going to help you either.
Yeah.
But what we do use, he handles that, and Riley just always cameras on everything, filming everything, and if I feel something, Riley feels something. So it's good that our energies actually work together too.
Awesome.
In that form.
Yeah, because teamwork is how things tend to grow and just get bigger and bigger. Last question here. I'm not if you are looking for a haunted house tour, are there any tips you should you can give out?
Yeah, definitely just look at historical sites, even if they don't have ghost tours. Every community has their historical landmarkers, historical cemeteries. Go and just feel the energy. Like I said, you can walk. If everybody, I believe, has the ability to sense something, you just need to open your mind and consciousness to it. So definitely get out there, go to historical sites. History is a great part in what we do, and without history, we couldn't really do much. I mean, there are new haunts that we do with, new cases or somebody that just passed, but mostly it's historical things. Go and let your emotions feel free.
And now with my podcast, at the end of every show, I just ask a quick 10 either or questions. Are you a game?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just totally pick them randomly, and these are questions that my listeners always send in because they like helping me out because I'm somewhat busy. But first one, Superman or Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, I like that guy. Judas Priest or Iron Maiden?
This is an easy one. I'm one of the biggest Iron Maiden fans out there.
Yeah,
Fear of the Dark, of course, is my favorite song.
Oh yeah. See, I've always been a priest guy. I have no idea why. Iron Maiden has a better singer, the better band, but I don't know why. I've always been a Halford guy. Contacts or glasses?
Glasses.
Clean shaven or facial hair?
Oh, this is so hard. Everybody in my family has facial hair, but I like clean shaven face.
Night owl.
My husband's going to kill me.
Oh yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. I'm very much the happy wife, happy life guy. That's why I've been clean shaven for 20 years. She hates me with a goatee or beard or anything. So, all right, night owl or early riser?
I'm a night owl.
Yeah.
Especially in this line of work.
Oh yeah. Hockey or football?
Definitely hockey.
Good. You're now, is that just because you're on a Canadian show or?
Nope, I'm a huge Chicago Blackhawks fan.
And once again, I'm so sorry. All right, vampire or werewolf?
I'm going to say werewolf.
Werewolf? Yeah, well, I like them both. So, I'm a very big Universal Monsters guy. So, modern horror, not really my thing. Apples or bananas?
Bananas.
Okay. Salty or sweet?
Sweet.
Sweet's always good. And last but not least, this is the most controversial topic ever on Guilmy Talks, which has turned into my permanent number 10 now. The toilet paper, over or under?
It is under.
Under?
It is under.
Oh yeah, see.
That's funny you say that because that's the fight me and my mother fight over most. She'll come in the house and change every toilet paper roll. No, it's under.
Because everyone has a strong opinion about this, and I don't know why.
Yes, it is under.
Okay. Well, thank you very, very much for your time. I do really appreciate you coming on. And guys, go check out those sites that you heard earlier in the episode.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Well, it was really, really fun and informative, and I've actually learned a lot. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, told you it was a fantastic interview, and I just want to say thank you again to Dr. Brittany Anne for giving us the time. She is a very, very busy lady, as you could tell. Really enjoyed talking to her, and it's fun having different people on the show. And now, guys, it's call to action time. As you've probably seen on my show notes, I dropped a little hint, a little card, if you will, from once again, thank you to Chris Maloney for I think it was Chris for doing up the card for the Ontario in OIW Podcasting Network. The site's about to go live with all the links and all the everything possible you could find for us there, which is absolutely amazing. Thanks to the guys for putting that up, because I can't. I'm terrible at that stuff. WordPress and that. Thank you very, very, very much. But call to action time, guys. Like, review, share, all that wonderful stuff on iTunes or Stitcher or iHeartRadio. I'm on all those platforms, guys. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Podbean. You can go to the site. But whatever podcasting app you use, you know what? Just hit the like button or the heart button or leave a comment or a review, because all that stuff really does help the show. Gets more people listening, because that's how people nowadays find new content. They go through, see if everyone has 1 stars, I'm not going to listen to it, or no stars at all. Probably won't check it out. If you're a fan of the show, please like, rate, review. Helps me out, and it costs nothing, right? But if you want to send me a buttload of money, DM me. not going to do a Patreon account or anything like that. Just if you want to send me cash, hey, that's fine here too. But I want to say thank you to everybody who is a part of the OIW Podcast Network. That little group thing is fun, fantastic. I'm loving it. Talk to everybody next week. Thanks, guys.
My version of the Black Dahlia.
Oh, wow.
Just in Florida. She was murdered, and we're trying to crack a 1930s case.
Here, just gonna pause it for 1 second. I got a dog. Una! She was so good. I don't know what's going on. Here, I'll be right back. Una, lie down. Come here, you. Come here. Come down. Okay? Move to the other side. There we go. Una, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, girl.
Almost done, guys.
Lie down. Okay. Yeah, I'm a Canadian boy with the most Canadian dog you can possibly get. I own a husky, so.
We have a husky.
Oh, you do? So you know how
Yeah.
crazy they are.
Yeah, our husky's actually turning 14 on the 24th.
Oh, wow.